Peace. Back with another video. We are in my car. That's the location. We got another raw and uncut video for you guys. Before I begin the video, please do a subscribe. Press that little subscribe button at the bottom. I think I'm about to start doing more videos in the car. I find that when I'm in the car, I have a little bit more clarity. I feel like what I want to talk about, kind of get straight to the point. And so just before I begin the video, just for people who also would like to work with me, I do also offer energy healing services, emotional healing services. For the ladies who are into Tantra, I also offer Tantra healing services as well. If you're interested in that, please leave a comment at the bottom of the video and I will send you a link. And stay tuned. I have a lot of things coming up in the next few months to the next year. So I'm constantly doing things. I'm constantly evolving. I'm trying to get more onto YouTube. So just give me some patience, right? So today, I would love to talk to you guys about people pleasing. I want to talk about the root of people pleasing and how people pleasing has created this inauthentic or this part of ourselves where we say I'm trying to find myself or I don't know myself. And so this video I want to speak specifically on people pleasing and how you need to or how to break that shit, right? Everybody doesn't like to be a people pleaser, but we cannot help pleasing other people, right? So shout out to Finesse. I always gotta say this shit. Shout out to Finesse Jiggy Hippie. You know, he bust that quote, you know what I'm saying? So without further dizzy do, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping, shall we? Shout out to bro, man. He dope as fuck. Check out his channel. It's called Astro Finesse. He does astrology readings. Dope as fuck. So all right, let's get into it. People pleasing, right? We're talking about people pleasing, right? How is people pleasing formed? It happens when you are a child. So this is how you start to get into the practice of people pleasing, because it becomes a practice after a while. You get into people pleasing by something very simple. I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, you are at your grandmother's house, right? And you want a cookie. Say you want a Chip Ahoy chocolate chip cookie, you know, the chunky kind, right? You want this particular cookie, but your behavior that your grandmother does not accept tells you in order for you to have this cookie, you need to change your behavior. So what you tell yourself is, okay, I need to be on my best behavior so I can have a cookie. So what do? When you do that, you actually take yourself you take yourself out of your authentic self and you try to create a inauthentic self. Let me repeat that because I had a couple of stutters. You take yourself out of your authentic self to get into a inauthentic self, meaning the behavior that you had previously that your grandmother did not accept for whatever reason, you had to change it to become something else. You had to change it just so you can appease or please your grandmother or please people. So you had to please your grandmother into getting this particular cookie or this particular item or this particular desire that you have. Now think about it on a global scale for 1 minute. Think about how much we're constantly trying to seek things, pleasure, enjoyment, some type of desire, and how we have to shape shift ourselves in order to receive it. We talk about shape-shifting all the time. We're constantly shapeshifters. There's no special being out here. This is one of the more spiritual tips. There's no special being out here who's doing shape-shifting. We are all constantly shape-shifting every day, 24/7. We're constantly in and out a different type of frequency. We're constantly in and out a different type of mask that we're wearing. So let's go back to the example, right? You're a child that want a chocolate chip cookie. The person who tells you that you cannot have this chocolate chip cookie is expecting you to change your behavior to have the chocolate chip cookie. So what do? You change the current existence or the residence or the mask or the identity that you identify with currently. You change it to an identity that's more appeasing to the external stimuli, to the person, place, or thing. Right? So we become people pleasers by always trying to please someone or something because we think that they will not accept us for who we are. That's the root of people pleasing. We get into the state of they're not going to accept this behavior. I have to change my behavior in order for them to like me, for me to get my desire. That is the root of people pleasing. So this started at a young age unconsciously, and then it started to even grow as an adult or as a teenager to an adult. We do this on a consistent basis. If it's not from family, if it's not from friends, if it's not from cousins, if it's not from lovers, whatever it is, we're constantly trying to appease other people just to be liked, or we're trying to appease other people just to be heard. So what we do is we pay attention to what they like. We pay attention to what makes them we pay attention to what is accepted from them, and we try to match that frequency. Now, don't get me wrong. You need to have some type of harmonious connection with people in order to have a connection with people. So you do need to have this, like, not so much appeasing every single thing that someone wants from you, but you need to have this level of discernment and level of harmonious flow in order to have a harmonious connection, a relationship. You know, you don't want to be around here just completely being an asshole in a sense, because you're not going to have a healthy relationship like that. But in terms of breaking out of this people-pleasing syndrome, this people-pleasing mentality, you have to start to go back to the essence of who you were as a child. Who I was as a child was someone who was very outspoken. My mother used to always tell me, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. That stuck with me throughout my years to where it shut down a lot of my throat chakra. It shut down a lot of my speaking. It shut down a lot of my blunt and honest conversations with people, or blunt and honest expressions with people, because I am trying to subconsciously appease people or please people because I don't want to piss people off. I want to be liked. Think about that for a minute. Everybody in existence wants to be liked. There's no one not across this whole entire world who doesn't want to be liked. It goes to a superiority to inferiority complex, where if someone that you deem that's more superior than you, you're going to try to appease them. Naturally, we do it on a 24-hour consistent basis. When you're at your job, you do it with your boss. Or if you're with your girl, you do it with your girl. If you're with your, teacher to student, you do it with the student to the teacher. It's in every relationship dynamic. We naturally do this. To starting to get into the habit of breaking out of the people pleasing is you have to start making, you have to get into the space of not being so concerned what happens when you say something, or when you do something, or when you decide to take a different approach. People are always going to be upset. You can't fucking save everybody, and you damn sure can't make everybody happy. You have to do with appease you. You have to take back the people pleasing and bring it towards yourself. You have to please yourself. It goes from people pleasing to pleasing self. So when you're thinking about doing something that may upset someone, or you think about doing something that may not please someone, think about yourself first. Will we not? Yo, I'm back. Actually, I lost storage. I had to delete some shit. You know how that go. But I was cooking. Let me get back in it. I'm gonna edit the video, but let me get back in it. So like I was saying, what we naturally do is we bring our attention outside of ourselves and focus on the other person, rather keeping the attention on side of us or within us and focus on ourselves. So when we're people pleasing, we're always thinking about the other individual and how they may feel. And so that alters our decision. It alters the way that we connect with people because we're so worried about being perceived a certain way. So if you're so worried about being perceived a certain way, you're going to perpetuate the people-pleasing syndrome or the people-pleasing dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to, and it's, you know, it's not about being selfish. It's not about like, oh, you only care about yourself, you're inconsiderate. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is you're constantly trying to appease other people and you're not worrying about how you feel, or you're not being considerate of how you feel. You can be considerate for others, but also be considerate for yourself. It all deals with self. So if you're more considerate of how you move, you'll be more considerate about other people and how they move. But most people don't see like that because most people only care about themselves. So people, when you say no to someone, they're going to be like, well, dang, that's fucked up, woo the woo. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I don't live for you. I live for myself. Everybody's selfish. There's no one on earth that's not selfish. So I'm living for myself. I'm being selfish or self-full for myself because I have certain stuff I have to take care of for myself. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with me. A lot of us are taking a lot of things so personal that we think it's something personal. It's never personal. Never personal. So people pleasing can get eradicated when you get off the cycle of constantly trying to appease another individual. You have to rid that part of yourself. You have to stop putting on the mask. That's what we're doing. We're just putting on different masks to appease other people. You have to let go of that. If people don't accept you for who you are when you express certain things that you're into or certain things that brings interest to you or whatever the case, then that's not the people you need to be around. You should be able to yell if you want to yell. You should be able to scream if you want to scream. You should be able to cry if you want to cry. You should not do these things because you think it may make someone think different about you, or it may not appease another individual, so you don't act out. That's the same example of the grandmother and the cookie. Your behavior is not accepted by this particular person when you become an adult, and so you figure you have to change your behavior in order to be accepted. But this is the thing. If things are meant to be, it will always be. If you're supposed to be in someone's life or you're supposed to be connected with someone, they will accept what it is that you share with them. They're not going to judge that, or they're not going to brush you away from that because y'all are supposed to connect. This is getting into the root of people-pleasing, people. We're talking about the root of people-pleasing. Let's recap, because I think I'm about to get to the end of this video. People-pleasing comes from you putting on a mask to appease other people. Stop putting on the fucking mask and just be your fucking self. Oh, Josh, you know, you don't want to do that because if you show people who you truly are, then no one's not going to want to fuck with you because nobody's not going to want to accept that behavior. Exactly. When you were a child at 9 years old, you did everything under the sun that your grandma did not approve of. Your grandma, quote unquote, supposed to have unconditional love for you. We're, in a sense, supposed to carry this unconditional love for people. Now, I'm not saying accept someone's behavior if they're being very toxic or they're being very abusive or whatever the case. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when you just be yourself, pay attention to people who gravitate towards that versus people who don't. Because that's the people I'd rather be around. I ain't trying to keep constantly change myself to appease another motherfucker. For what? That cycle stops today. People are going to be mad. That's the whole point. See, we get caught up in the whole, oh, they're not going to like me. Oh, you know, people are going to be upset. Yes, that's what you need. You need polarization. Stop trying to be so neutral. And I'm all about neutrality. I'm all about flow. I'm all about peace. I'm all about being zenful. But sometimes with your level of discernment, you have to know when to be in that space and when to be out of it. You're constantly in the flow. It's an inner flow. It's never stagnation in anything that you do. You have to get to the point where you realize that, okay, this is the time for me to be more harmonious. Or this is a time when maybe like, yeah, bro, yeah, sis, I'm not feeling that. And their ego is going to get ignited. Their ego is going to get offended, and they're going to feel some kind of way. They're going to take it personal. That's the cycle that you will see. Pay attention when it happens, and you know that, okay, this is where we draw the line. If people are not, most people are not even aware to their, most people are not aware of the egos to a high degree to even have a conversation. Because once you even tell them something, they're going to automatically react from the ego. So you're just like setting off time bombs. Like no one's ever going to be truly satisfied because the ego is driving the parade or driving the car. So I hope this video helps, because I think I'm about to end it. But play this video over again if you didn't really understand what I was saying, because I'm saying a lot in it. Subconsciously, we all want to be liked. We all want to please. And that is great. But it needs to not be in every aspect of your whole entire life. Yeah, I got a shorty. I got my girl with me. I got my old lady. I got my wife. I got my bae. I got my queen. Oh, I'm going to please the fuck out of her. That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to please her in every way, shape, form, and fashion. But I'm not about to be doing it to every fucking body I come across. We're not doing that here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm going to end off on that note. If you guys like the video, boom, bam, boom, hit that subscribe button. Also, leave a flame, leave $100 emoji sign. Show some love, right? Let's communicate, let's connect. And I'm going to let y'all go on that note. Peace.